Hi, today I'm going to show you how to make dinner rolls. So for that, here are the ingredients. In this bowl I have 500 gram of flour,
2 teaspoon instant dry yeast,
2 tablespoons of sugar. Sugar you can take according to your taste. Then
360 ml of fresh milk,
and oil. I'm going to use some refined oil while kneading the dough. So let's start with the process. To this yeast, I'm going to add around 4 tablespoons of fresh milk, and I'm going to give a mix. Let's add 5 tablespoons. So I have added 5 tablespoons of the milk. The milk should not be hot, it should be lukewarm. And to this, I'm going to add the sugar also. So our next step is this. I'm going to add to our flour. So this is our flour. I'm going to add this yeast, the milk and the sugar into this. And I'm going to add the extra milk little by little and knead the dough.
The yeast that I have used is an instant dry yeast, so it can be added directly with the flour and start kneading the dough.
Into this, I'm going to add around 1 tablespoon of the refined oil, and I'm going to knead again. You can see how the dough has become. It has become very soft, isn't it? I have kneaded the dough for nearly 5 minutes. So now this, I'm going to cover it and keep it aside for an hour to let it prove. I'm going to cover this with a plate. If you want, you can use a towel also to cover the dough, or a cling wrap. This I'm going to keep it aside to prove for an hour. Nowadays, since it is humid, the proving doesn't take time, so it will prove within an hour. So I'm going to keep this aside in one corner. Wow, look at the dough. After keeping for 1 hour, you can see that the dough has proved so nicely, isn't it? It has become double in size. Now I'm going to punch this and knead the dough for nearly 10 minutes. One secret is that the more you knead the dough, the more soft the buns will turn out to be. So let's start kneading the dough. So here I punch the dough. I'm going to deflate the dough. So in this way, I'm going to knead the dough for nearly 10 minutes. Can you see how I'm kneading? So in this way, I have kneaded for nearly 10 minutes. You can see now it doesn't stick to our hands, isn't it? So at the beginning, if the dough is sticky also, when we keep on kneading for nearly 10 to 15 minutes, the dough doesn't stick to our hands. So now I'm going to tell you the next process. Now I'm going to cut the dough into equal portions. So here I cut the dough like this. Then again, this one I'm going to cut. Let's make a long roll. After that, now here I cut the dough. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we have to see that all the doughs are cut into equal portions. Now I'll tell you what to do next. Before I start shaping the buns, let's first keep the mold ready. So here I take a 9-inch cake baking mold. This I'm going to grease with some butter. If we grease like that, the buns will not stick at the bottom and it will come out easily. from the mold after the baking. So in this way, I have greased the pan. Now we'll keep it aside and I'll show you what to do with the doughs. Here I take a bowl of the dough. This I'm going to roll like this with the help of my two hands, like this, into a long shape like this. And after that, what I'm going to do is that roll like this, give a knot like this. I'm going to come from the bottom at the top like this and give a shape like this. So in this way, I'm going to roll all the dough. I'll show you again how to make. Here is the dough. I roll it like this, and after that, like this, go down, come from the bottom to the top like this, and then I'll shape into a round shape like this with the help of my hand. So in this way, I'm going to shape all the dinner rolls. In this way, I have shaped all the dinner rolls. This I'm going to keep it for the second proving for around 45 to 50 minutes. And let me tell you one more thing. I've kept distance in between each these dinner rolls, you can see, because while they are on the process of proving, they will expand in size and they will touch each other and they will form a good shape. So this I'm going to cover it with a towel and keep it aside for 45 to 50 minutes for the second proving. So in this way, I'm going to cover the dinner rolls and keep it aside for 45 to 50 minutes. After keeping for around 50 minutes, you can see the dinner rolls have become double in size. So this I'm going to bake at 140 degrees centigrade for 20 minutes. For those of you who don't have an oven, you can even bake on a gas stove. I have preheated this heavy bottom pan for around 10 minutes. So into this, I'm going to place one stand like this, and on top of that, I'm going to place the dinner buns along with the baking mold. So here I place the baking mold along with the dinner rolls, and I'm going to cover this with the lid. And this I'm going to bake on a low flame for around 20 to 25 minutes. Wow, look at this. I took out from the oven just now, and on top of that I have brushed some clarified butter, or if you want you can spread some butter also. Why I have done like that is that when we spread some butter or clarified butter on top of the dinner rolls, the crust will not be hard and it will become soft and tender. So once they cool down, I'll show you how they have turned out to be. So here they are, our spongy and soft dinner rolls. I have baked them in different shaped baking molds, one in a round shape and one in a square shape. You can also try using different shaped baking molds. Now, before I show you how spongy they have turned out to be and the texture of the buns, let me tell you one thing. Those who don't have oven, I've shown you how to bake on a gas stove, isn't it? And in place of that aluminum mold, those who don't have that, you can even use these steel these bowls to bake on the gas stove. So I'll show you how spongy and soft the buns have turned out to be. Look at this. Look at this. So spongy, isn't it? And look at the texture of the buns. Look at this. So I'm sure you'll try to make these dinner buns. If you like watching my video, please give a thumbs up, share and subscribe, and please do comment also. Thank you so much for watching.